fear nothing!
Hey guys, it's Jaded. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I overcame the Act 2 wall that is Belial, and hopefully you learn something, can use it to your advantage if you're stuck here. I know there are a lot of people stuck on Belial or get stuck here for a long time, so I just kind of wanted to go over how I overcame that and maybe give you a few pointers on what to avoid in the encounter. So how I went about phase 1 here, where you're just fighting snakes, you want to alternate your ground stomp with, you know, when you get cornered, need an out, use your ground stomp, and then to heal up, or your other secondary rotation in this is ignore pain. Those are the two things that are going to keep you alive in phase 1 to stop you from just getting like 5-shot or whatever. And then in phase 2, when he comes down and starts to melee you and, you know, teleport around, that's when I'll pop Wrath of the Berserker, because I just want to end that phase as quickly as possible before all the snakes come out again and start to swarm you. I notice a lot of barbs will save it till the 3rd phase, but you're going to have it up probably twice more in the 3rd phase, depending on gear, of course. So I figured just plow through as quickly as possible these first 2 phases and then get to the real RNG, which is the 3rd phase. So a couple mechanics in the 3rd phase here that's going to help you. He does his 3 melee combo, and then he has 2 other kind of randomish attacks where he just swings down 1 arm, and all of those should not kill you if they hit you once, but taking like 2 in a row, or, you know, not using ignore pain on 2 will definitely kill you. So you really need to pay attention to where you're positioning. I like to position in the corner here, because in his 3 combo attack, you usually only get hit by the first one, maybe every now and then you always get hit by the 3rd one if you stay in it. So you want to run out, and then also by staying in this little area, you're going to completely ignore the breath attack, because it doesn't reach that wide. And then the other ability he does, where he calls down meteors, that's the most RNG part of this fight. I've died so many times to that because they can, you know, corner you. You can get stuck in a corner being in this area. So you kind of want to move out of it when the meteors come down. You kind of want to chill around the middle area so you have the most options in terms of running. But you're just going to run into meteors every now and then. It's going to happen, especially around his arms that he sinks into the ground. It's really hard to tell if a meteor is going to hit around there. So stay away from those. And just try to dodge as much as you can, and if you know you're going to take damage, hopefully you have ignore pain up for this, hopefully you have a pot, something to save you. The Templar is not terrible as a follower for this part, because he does have the 2 heals, and maybe you'll get saved by them, but you know, follower doesn't matter too much for the most part. So just to recap over the whole fight, you want to do as much damage in the first 2 phases as fast as possible, while controlling with ground stomp, and then in the 2nd phase, pop your Wrath of the Berserker and just down him before it's up, because usually, like, if you have enough damage, you can get to the 3rd phase before your Wrath of the Berserker even ends. Use your ignore pain when you need it. Don't save it for anything. If you start getting low on HP, use it to heal up. And then for phase 3, you just want to dodge as much damage as possible and really just get down the flow of his mechanics. Understand the 3 combos, the meteors, all that good stuff, and you should be able to do it if you have proper gear. So I'm gonna go over the gear I got now and the skills. Now, first thing too I want to say about gear is I tried this with the current gear I had, you know, just from Act 1. Act 2 is much different. You need to stack as much resist as you can. You need to sacrifice your damage. The vitality is not as important, but I would try to get a helm with a socket so you can get that % life. That's huge. And you know, it took me a while. I just stopped and I said, okay, I'm gonna salvage my Barb's gear. I'm kind of gonna go back to the drawing board, get as much resist as I can, lose some vitality. I still think that in my current state I have too much strength. You don't need that much strength. You want to focus on just living as long as you can. But I was able to make it work. You know, using the skill rotation that I had there. So if you need to, just, you know, salvage all of your gear, go sell it on the auction house, take a day off, and you know, play an alt or something. That's what I did. And then come back, try to buy some cheap strength, resist, vitality, resist gear. And another thing, you don't have to go sword shield or one-hander shield. I've seen people down it with two-handers. It just comes down to getting lucky on avoiding the meteors, because those do the most damage. And also just being able to take his melee swings and having the health globes, you know, be lucky as well. So don't feel like you have to get a one-hander and a shield to do this. It's absolutely not the case. So taking a look at the gear I have here, we got mostly strength all resist or vitality all resist on sockets or on spots where I could. Now I still have like rings without all resist. I'll probably be looking to get the Justice Lantern for more block, since I'm now switching up to go shield and one-hander. For belt, I'm working on getting a String of Ears because it has huge melee reduction on it. But it's really nothing special that I have. This shield you could get for like 500k. This weapon, while it was expensive, you know, it's not cheap to come by a weapon with stats like this. But the DPS is very low. But I kind of get by with that because of the high strength, the high attack speed. I'll probably look to upgrade that at some point to get life on hit. Life on hit is massive for a barbarian because you attack so fast. So that's something I'm looking to upgrade, is getting some more life on hit, because I have 0 right now. But yeah, you can see that's my current gear. There's my current stats. With Warcry, you know, I was looking at almost 600 poison resist. And I really feel like I was almost at the bare minimum for this fight. You want to be around 500 to 600 resists at the minimum, specifically with physical and poison. But you could see I'm sitting at 800 vitality, almost 900, and somewhere around 40k health. And that's mostly due to the fact that I have a bunch of percent life on my gear. But again, like I said, don't feel like you have to go sword and one-hander. Just make sure that you're really focused on getting as much resists that you can. Now, taking a look at the skills that I used, Frenzy with Maniac, I just feel like it's much better than going Sidearm for this specific fight. Battle Rage with just 30% damage rune. Wrath of the Berserker with increased damage. Ignore Pain with the Life Steal. Ground Stomp with Wrenching Smash. It's just good because the snakes are kind of all over the place. They spawn all around you, so this gives you a big radius to stun them all. And you're not worried too much about getting Fury. You don't really have a great Fury dump other than your buff, which you don't need to use that much. And then Warcry with just increased resistances. Now for passives, I went with Pound of Flesh. The health globes are just really strong with this. And you get so many. You can even keep them on the field, you know, not use them whenever you want to. So it gives you control over that a little bit. Of course, you have to be in position for that. But I just preferred it out of all the other ones. I suppose you could go Superstition to get an Absorb every now and then, but it's not really needed. You could go Ruthless for more damage, or another thing for more damage. And then the other two are the Tough as Nails, Nerves of Steel, just boosting up our armor. But those were the skills that felt really comfortable to me. I tried a lot of different builds and ended up sticking with this one and downed him with this one in the end. But yeah, that's Belial, and good luck to anyone who's stuck on him. I know he's kind of a pain, and I'm gonna be moving on to Act 3. I'm gonna have to definitely get some upgrades on my gear. It's pretty rough. It starts to dominate you, so I'm looking to get more resists, more block, all that good stuff. But hopefully I'll have another video up for Asmodan when I down him. So I guess I'll see you guys then. Take care, guys.